going to continue our topic about reading, and before this we've talked about extensive reading and its positive sides. So today we're going to talk about reading to write methods, and so how we can improve our writing skills through reading. And as Sir Francis Bacon said, reading makes a fool man. What does it mean? It means that man through reading can improve his critical thinking, imagination, and also to be up to date. So even now, reading is cool. So, content. Today we talk about reading to write. What does it mean and why do we read to be a better writer, and practical steps, suggestions for you how to write well and what to read in order to do that. So what does reading to write mean? It means reading for the purpose of becoming a better writer, getting someone's better writer's skills, how to write a book. And reading to write includes developing habits not only of reading good books but also allowing great books to shape and influence one's writing style. So, like any skill, writing is best learned by learning its masters, and there are many reasons why reading is probably the best way to be a good writer. So, here are the reasons. Walking with the wise, it's a proverb where someone who walks with the wise grows wise. It means that reading to the master helps you to be a master of writing. And composing eloquence, building vocabulary, recognizing good writing, staying learned and informed, improving thinking skill, and improving use of grammar. So, walking with the wise, as proverb says, in order to be the best writers they can be, writers study those who have mastered the art of writing. And when readers walk with the wise writers, by reading their books, their own wisdom increases. Their skill affects readers through osmosis. If readers immerse themselves in good writing, some of the writer's talent will slip into them. So, composing eloquence. Eloquence is the ability to use words in clear and engaging and creative way. Writers can learn eloquence by reading the works of authors whose writing is above or different from everyday writing. So, reading things that are interestingly and beautifully written helps writers to write interestingly and beautifully as well. Building vocabulary. As we know, through reading we mostly try to learn new words, and as other teachers also say that through reading we can enrich our language stock. So one of the best ways to learn new words is to see them used in the context of a good piece of writing, and we can learn words through seeing and we can guess the meaning of the words in the context through getting its meaning. Recognizing good writing. As a result of reading good books, writers learn of what good writing consists. They learn how to judge good writing because they know what good writing looks like. Then, not only are writers better equipped to judge what's written in newspaper, books, or elsewhere, but they become better equipped to recognize when their own writing is in need of improvement. Staying learned and informed. And as we know, through reading newspapers, books, we can know what's going around in the world. And in order to be up to date, we have to read all the time. Improving thinking skills through reading different kinds of books, for example, science fiction, sometimes novels, can help us to improve our critical thinking and the way we think what's happening in the world and the logic of the arguments, things that happen. Improving grammar. Just by being exposed to good grammar, writers can learn how to use it themselves. The more writers become familiar with good grammar through reading, the more it becomes part of their knowledge. And practical steps for your suggestions how to write well through reading. First of all, write down new words that you don't know, and a good idea for building vocabulary is immediately look up for every unknown word's meaning in the dictionary. Study sentences, observe sentence structure when reading good books in order to write well, clear sentences in order to make it clear or friendly reading. Then, observe writing styles. When reading something of interest, either for pleasure or to later write about, watch what is written to learn how others have written it. Become immersed in the writing styles particular to subjects of interest to learn how to write similarly. So, Annotating. Annotation is the recording your reactions to interpretations of and questions about the text as you read it. The following are strategies for annotating: making marks directly on the book, underlining important points, highlighting, and making notes in the margins. Outlining the main ideas of the text, paraphrasing, being able to say something in different words shows that one truly understands it. Synthesizing is integrating into your own writing ideas and information gleaned from different sources. Evaluating the logic of an argument. This means determining whether this is well reasoned and adequately supports. While reading improves logical skills through facts by logically testing what is read. And what to read. What should one read to become a better writer? It's very important to read the right things, good books, respected newspapers, and quality magazines. The more one reads, the more it will help in becoming better. So, my dear followers, let's continue our topic about reading and reading to write method. So, before this, we talked about the feedbacks of reading on writing and how we can improve our writing through reading and through the suggestions that we have given you. So, integrating reading to write. And as Frank Smith said, the only source of knowledge sufficiently rich and reliable for learning about written language is the writing already done by others. In other words, someone learns to write by reading. And in order to help our students to write and motivate them, we have to give them right feedback, grades, and praise them all the time. In order to help students to acquire abilities of reading and writing and use this kind of method in your class, you have to design different kind of syllabus materials and athletic materials in your class in order to facilitate this kind of method and through taking into account differences and similarities of the both skills. So, as we've talked before this, teachers through reading can facilitate an improvement in students' vocabulary knowledge, word stock, language usage, general knowledge, critical thinking, and grammar structure in their writing. And also, activities here given below can be used in class to improve writing abilities through reading. One of them is retelling. After reading a passage, students are asked to recall as much as possible they can of what they read, first in speaking, then in writing. And reconstructing a reading helps students clarify their understanding of the text and gives them practice in using the language what they are learning. And summarizing. In this activity, students identify the main ideas of the reading passage and use that information to write a summary. Summarizing is different from retelling in that the information from reading is distilled into its essential elements. To begin with, students can move from writing direct summaries of short, simple text to writing independently from longer and more complex writings or readings. Write about your reading. First one, in this activity, students have to write a letter to a friend or relative recommending the book that he or she has read, including the summary of the plot, description of the character, and reasons why he or she was interested in the book. And the second activity is students have to write a letter to a character in the book he or she read and giving advice about problems they are having and offering help and support to this character. Response writing. In this activity, students have to read the notice and write an anonymous letter to the police, for example, with a hot tip on the whereabouts of the robbers. So, this kind of activities can be used in your class in order to facilitate reading to write method. I hope it was helpful, so see you later.